What if I told you that some of your favorite foods today, like tomatoes, potatoes, or even chocolate, were once feared as deadly poisons? Throughout history, people have been surprisingly cautious about what they eat. Whether because of superstition, science gone wrong, or genuine health risks, many everyday foods were once thought to be dangerous, or even banned. So let's dig in. Here are 10 foods that used to be considered dangerous, but now we eat them without a second thought. Number 10. Tomatoes. Hard to believe, but the humble tomato was once feared across Europe. When tomatoes arrived from the Americas in the 1500s, people thought they were poisonous. Why? Because they resembled deadly nightshade, a highly toxic plant. On top of that, wealthy Europeans ate tomatoes off pewter plates, which contained lead. The acid in tomatoes leached lead from the plates, causing actual lead poisoning. So people assumed it was the tomatoes' fault. It wasn't until the 1800s that tomatoes shed their deadly reputation and became a kitchen staple. Number 9. Potatoes. Yes, even the potato, a global comfort food, was once considered suspicious. In 18th century France, potatoes were thought to cause leprosy and other diseases. Farmers refused to plant them, and some regions even banned them outright. It took a French pharmacist named Antoine Parmentier, who promoted potatoes as a cheap, safe, and nutritious food, to change public opinion. He even hosted dinner parties serving potato dishes to royalty. And just like that, potatoes went from feared to beloved. Number 8. Chocolate. Today, chocolate is the universal symbol of love and indulgence. But centuries ago, it was seen as suspicious and even sinful. When it first arrived in Europe from the Aztecs, church leaders believed it could tempt the soul or act as an aphrodisiac. Some even debated whether drinking chocolate during fasting broke religious rules. But eventually, people couldn't resist. Chocolate's popularity exploded, and what was once devil's food became heavenly. Number 7. Sushi. It might seem hard to imagine, but when sushi was first introduced outside Japan, people found it disturbing. The idea of eating raw fish triggered alarm bells. Surely that couldn't be safe. In the early 1900s, Westerners associated raw fish with parasites or disease. It wasn't until the late 20th century when Japanese chefs in America popularized California rolls, a sushi version with cooked crab, that public perception started to change. Now, sushi is a global delicacy, and raw fish is a luxury, not a threat. Number 6. Peanuts. Believe it or not, peanuts themselves weren't always seen as dangerous, but for a long time they became synonymous with risk. When peanut allergies started to rise in the late 20th century, schools and airlines began banning them entirely. Even though peanuts are safe for most people, their connection to severe allergic reactions gave them a lasting, dangerous reputation. Today, awareness and better labeling have made peanuts safer for everyone, but they'll always carry a hint of danger. Number 5. Mushrooms. Before we learned which mushrooms are edible, ancient people had every reason to be afraid. Some species are delicious, others can kill you in minutes. Even today, mushroom foraging is risky if you don't know what you're doing. In the Middle Ages, many cultures avoided mushrooms altogether, believing they were cursed or born from lightning strikes. It wasn't until modern science classified them properly that mushrooms became the star ingredient they are today. Number 4. Coffee. Coffee, the drink that keeps half the world awake, was once considered a dangerous, mind-altering substance. In the 1600s, authorities in places like Mecca and later in Europe tried to ban coffee entirely. They believed it caused rebellion, overthinking, and even moral decay. Some priests even claimed it was Satan's drink. But when Pope Clement VIII tasted coffee for himself, he declared it so delicious that it must be a gift from God. That one decision saved coffee from extinction and gave humanity its favorite morning ritual. Number 3. Apples. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. But a few centuries ago, people thought apples caused illness. In medieval times, people often got sick after eating raw fruit, but it wasn't the apple's fault. It was the dirty water they were washed in. Because of that, fruit got blamed for spreading plague and fever. Ironically, once sanitation improved, apples became a symbol of health, not harm. Number 2, spinach. Spinach wasn't feared for being deadly, but it was definitely misunderstood. In 1870, a German scientist misplaced a decimal point when calculating spinach's iron content, claiming it had 10 times more iron than it really does. That error led people to believe spinach was a superfood capable of giving super strength. Hence the cartoon Popeye the Sailor Man. When scientists later corrected the mistake, spinach's superpower status faded, but it still remains one of the most nutritious greens. Number 1, margarine. And finally, margarine, the butter alternative that's had quite the identity crisis. When it was invented in the 1800s, it was made with beef fat and chemicals. Later, in the mid-20th century, margarine was made with hydrogenated oils, which contain trans fats, the kind that actually are dangerous to your heart. It was once marketed as the healthy choice, but research later showed the opposite. Modern margarine is now made differently, but its history proves how easily our understanding of safe and dangerous can flip. So there you have it. 10 foods that were once feared, banned, or misunderstood, but are now everyday favorites. From deadly tomatoes to devilish coffee, history shows that human fear often comes before understanding. Who knows? Maybe in 100 years, people will laugh at what we think is dangerous today. Thanks for watching. And remember, sometimes danger is just a matter of perspective.